Hi guys, today we'll look into a scenario in which Iran reforms the Persian Empire in 2022. It'll look something like this, maybe not exactly. It goes into Yemen, the UAE, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Iraq, Egypt, Jordan, Syria, Lebanon, Turkey, Caucasus Mountains, Central Asia, India, Pakistan. It won't look exactly like that, but pretty similar. Maybe less land there, maybe more land in Saudi Arabia, maybe go into Europe a bit, maybe less in Egypt, maybe more there, who knows. But we'll look at the scenario. And so Iran decides they will form the Persian Empire. They declare the Fourth Persian Empire. And the first thing they do, they're a bit cautious into what to do first, because this is like, say, alliances were disbanded, but the Peninsula Shield Force didn't disband itself. So Iran is being cautious about it, but they invade Iraq. No ado, they push in the Kurdish-controlled lands. And, well, the Persian Empire has begun. Well, this alliance is mostly an anti-Iranian alliance, has been formed, so Israel joins. And Jordan joins. But nobody else does. And so, Iran takes over the Kurdish lands in Iraq and push into the east. Baghdad falls. Iraq collapses. Mr. Saddam was still in charge. I don't think he'd be happy. Well, they started one first invasion, but now they decide Afghanistan, because it's a graveyard of empires. But guess what? They once had control over it. They know how to fight Afghanistan. And with no ado, they sweep right over the lands. Because why not? It's maintaining control, which they managed to do. Because, well, Persians are smart. Well, they do that. And then they invade into Turkmenistan, because, well, Central Asia was a part of its empire, too. The Persian Empire takes, lands. This is not an empire, it's more of recreating empires, like how Serbia could reunite Yugoslavia, but can they? Well, Iran is 80 million people, so lots of manpower. Well, now they have loads of oil, because all the oil's here. They want to take over Kuwait full of oil. Here, oil. Well, they want to take over here, oil. Oil. I guess they're just like the Americans. They love oil. Or they're just like Saddam Hussein. Depends on which way you look at it. But, you know, oil is awesome. Oil makes the world go around. Well, maybe. It won't. I wonder, what if it became useless tomorrow? Just think of it, how many countries would just suddenly collapse. Saudi Arabia probably would, and Iraq wouldn't, because it's impossible for them to collapse. Controlled by warlords. Well, they take Lebanon. They then push into Azerbaijan, which, as you guess, really doesn't make Turkey happy. And, well, the Persian Empire knows how to invade quickly. Because they knew Turkey would get involved, so they lined the border of forces. logistics are good. With good logistics, you can get across. It's hard to have good enough logistics to get across 33 kilometers of water. So can you imagine how much it would take to? Well, they spearhead towards Istanbul, trying to stop all trade into Turkey. But Turkish defenders fight heroically and keep a hold of the city. But they then, with good logistics, can just push away. Well, aren't logistics just the only reason you win war? Good logistics, they don't get pushed back, but they can't take the city. So they push towards the Dardanelles Strait, because why not? The Dardanelles blockade Turkey, but Turkey refuses to let them push to Thrace, and plus logistics. Well, they declare war on Cyprus, and they land in it. And they basically do some crimes against humanity that, well, some people aren't happy about, which leads to Greece joining Turkey's side, which makes no sense, but it happened. Well, they managed to get to here. Turkey also has 80 million people, because Greece has 10 million. Turkey has 8 times the amount of people. Well, all they do is fall. Turkey loses this. And while their heroic soldiers cross to Thrace and pull back to Greek Macedonia. Because Greece, well, isn't being mean. It's not. And Turkey is being not mean either. And so they take it. Well, now the Treaty of should Greece survive? Well, yeah. But they take the islands in the south. Now they have access to Europe, which they think they want to expand the 4th Persian Empire into. And so they make their Greek puppet state. Well, war is harsh. You know what they say about the winners? Not about who wins, but who's left. So now the real conflicts happen. Not the big one we're all anticipating. Well, they do push into Central Asia. They have some border disputes with Kazakhstan now because, well, they basically claimed an outrageous amount of, well, Kazakhstan. But Kazakhstan in no shape or form able to fight a war, well, Persia just annexes it. Which Russia's not happy about, but there's nothing they can do. China trying not to make an enemy. Though they do claim a lot of lands, China comes to an agreement in which they basically meet in the middle. They want it all as Xinjiang and a lot But China decided they would give them those lands. Make a report about this land sold. Oh, they push into Pakistan. Pakistan. And well, Pakistan is unstable, and it decides to be unstable. Well, India is at war now with them. So they push into India's crab claw. See? Crab claw. It looks just like one. And they push in. Well, some of their borders I don't really like. Like Kazakhstan's or China's, it looks flat. And well, they somehow take Delhi. And then Jammu and Kashmir just kind of says, well, yeah, a new nation now. You voted to join India. If the people want something, I think they should get it. Taiwan should gain independence because they want to. Donetsk and Luhansk should have what they want. Ukraine should have freedom. And Russia should have freedom. Yeah, Russia should have freedom. If I deserve it. Well, okay. Well, I guess now. I better hope a lot of governments don't see this video. Well, that works. A good video. Well, Iran. This video is definitely good. Well, India has lost a big chunk of land. With war seeming inevitable with the pact that's against Iran, well, Iran marches into Kuwait, testing the water. Well, the water didn't test that well. Then they declare war on Palestine. Egypt joins because of a plan that just leaked. Invade Egypt. Well, they push more troops into the an oil-rich region of Saudi Arabia. Now, you have a lot of oil. Israel and Jordan make a push in with Egyptian forces. And Saudi Arabian forces, well, their campaign down here is doing good. Make a landing in that area in Oman, and then they push from there into the UAE. And from there, they push to here. They have very good the logistics of Iran has somehow got so good. I guess because they're making an empire and the morale is high because, well, they're making an empire and they're getting glory. Well, with Syria and Lebanon almost fully. Well, they push to here. Guess what then leaks? A plan to invade Yemen. They're bringing this upon themselves. Their justification? Well, they're discriminating against Iran. And they push into Oman. Oman! Yeah, man. Merchant. Well, just to let you know, that island that should be colored blue because it's part of Yemen. Well, Somalia is annexed. And with Djibouti's help, they managed to form a blockade, which Saudi Arabia demands immediately they remove, saying it's a crime to do. But what they don't realize is that, well, they're crumbling. What if Saudi Arabia collapsed in 2022? No, that's not giving you an idea. Mecca falls. Uh-oh. And then, well, they take Riyadh. And you know what happens when they take Riyadh? They somehow break the Iron Dome. Well, they take back their north. Well, Egypt is ready. Egypt was born ready. They thought, but most of their troops are already gone. A lot of people in the north want to be a part of the Persian Empire, so they lose Cairo and then, well, they'll give up. Well, they take this from Egypt. They annex the Levant. Well, they have a good empire so far. You know what they say about imperialism? They take the coast. And then they take this area. And then they take these lands. And then they make a big puppet called, well, the Arab Union. Well, the Arab Union is strong. And strong means, well, it's not strong. Irony. Saying something strong but it's controlled by someone else. And they're being controlled by Saudi Arabia. But well, with many nations having just got tensions with it, including Macedonia, Bulgaria, Romania, and Russia. Well, in this universe, well, there's still a slight victory. This is what it looked like. They didn't get Garrison because they were kicked out of there. I hope that maybe they will. Armenia then. Ukraine hears about their invasion plan of them. Look, see teamwork. And they push into here, into Bulgaria. Bulgaria is overran within days. Then into Romania, up the coast. Push into here. And then they push up to here, but their logistics isn't really good enough to get through the Caucasus Mountains. But they do make a landing on Crimea. And then they take a port city on the Azov Gulf. They cross the bridge and they take these lands. If you notice something, well, they did take Odessa. They're ahead of, oh. They're unstoppable. Bulgaria in the north has made a puppet. Take these lands. And these lands. Well, everybody is happy. Every outcome is the same. They take the Caucasus Mountains. They take Crimea. Well, then they kind of force Moldova to give them these lands, which Moldova is like, okay, sure. And then they, puppet Bulgaria. And then the rest of the nations are just gate-free. And now the Persian Empire is completed. And this is what I think would happen if Iran reformed the Persian Empire. I don't know if it's possible, but this is a scenario in which they could, but it would be hard. Well, without NATO, possible. With NATO, impoopable. And that's the good news. We're having a great video. Like, the Persian Empire's back. And who would be their enemies? Most likely, their greatest enemies are these guys. Okay, let's hope they don't get gang slapped. And thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe. Wild Mapper out.